Intro song.
Dress it up and make it real for me.
Wake your
Yes,
sir. Yeah. Hey.
DJ Woods.
You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the Wake Your Life Up podcast. We have two special guests. We got Easop Winston and we have Samori Toure, man. Hey, let me get the applause. See, I'm new to my things, man. You know, I'm trying to get all our buttons and everything going on with the podcast, man.
Yes,
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming out. Hey, so Easop, we'll start with you, man. Bay Area native. We got another Bay Area native in here. Bay Area stand up, you know. Yeah. You know, Bay Area native. We got picked up by New Orleans.
Started off with the Rams.
Yeah. Okay. Then went to New Orleans, and then now we're at Seattle, Great Northwest. You know what I'm saying? It all comes back to the West Coast, man. Yeah. Then we got our guy Samori Toure, man, hometown hero, you know, 503 legend. Okay, Westview High School. Went to Montana first, right? Portland State, you're tripping. Then went to grad transfer to Nebraska.
Yep, 2021.
Yes, sir. Then got picked up 7th round to the Green Bay Packers, go Pack, and shit. The rest is history, man. Thank you guys for coming out, man. I appreciate you guys, man.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, yes, sir. And shout out to our sponsor. They don't know it yet, but Celsius, come on, tap in.
Let's work something out.
Do that.
Speak it into existence.
ASAP.
Yeah, man. So let's start it off. Easop, man, because you're right in front of me, man. Bay Area legend, native. You know, what was it like growing up in the Bay, man?
It was cool. I come from a spiritual household, so
Yeah.
Pops was a pastor, mom's a pastor now, so foundation was kind of everything for me. I grew up in a church, so, you know, I just normally growing up couldn't do what other kids did.
Yeah.
Kind of had to distance myself, but I am who I am because of that now. So shout out to moms, pops, a whole family for real.
Yeah, shout out to GLD, man. You know what I'm saying?
Guys,
Hey.
sir.
Well, I mean,
Sure.
I think, those are the things that people don't realize where it's like, you know, as a kid, you're like, oh, you a square, you can't hang out, you can't do it. But, you know, at the end of the day, man, you in the league now, you know what I'm saying? And some of those decisions that your friends made that you didn't make or couldn't make led you to this path now, man. So that's good. That's what's up, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what high school did you go to?
So I started off at Jefferson High School in Daly City.
Okay.
So coming out of 8th grade, I don't got a big family, but like my cousins, I was always the youngest out of my cousins.
Yeah.
And they was going to Jeff public school, like right around the way, not too far from where I was staying at the time. And I really just wanted to go there to be with my family. It probably wasn't the best school for me, starting off. And my mom really didn't want me to go, but I got her to, you feel me?
Yeah.
Go over there. So I was there for like only a semester, but it felt like I was there for a year. I was just having fun. I was a freshman, obviously. I had cousins, sophomore, junior, senior. So ain't nobody go mess with me. You know what I'm saying?
Guaranteed.
Yeah. So I really feel like the big man on campus fresh. I went to prom as a freshman.
Okay.
With my cousins too. So it was a dope semester. But my mom took me out going into the second semester. I was in PE with my boys just hooping. And she came out the blue and was like, "Nah, we leaving." Like
midday.
Yes,
Crazy.
yes, bro. I'm literally shooting hoops. She coming there like, "Where Easop at?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "What are you doing?"
You
That's
were
how my
sick.
mom is. Like, she act off instinct a lot of time. Like, because I told you I come from a spiritual household, so if God speak to my mom in any type of way, she gonna act right then and there. So I'm like, "What the heck?" So she come and get me, and she like, "We going to try to get you into Sarah private." All boys, Catholic school. Shout out Tom Brady, Barry Bonds. But I went up there, and there was nobody on the campus because like they was on break at the time. So I get there, and it's a vacant school. Me and my mom's walking in the hallway trying to find the dean. I'm like, what is going on? I was just having hegaphone with my boys. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So luckily the dean was there. My mom didn't even know. Like, that's how I told you. It was all
ran
God.
out.
She didn't know what was going on. She was like, we just about to try to get you in. So I get there, and the dean was. It was probably the dean and I think another somebody from the school there. But the dean was kind of confused when he seen us. Like, we're on break. Like, what's going on? And my mom was like, I want my son to go here. Like, and what's crazy is I had already went to a football camp there, like in 7th grade. So I was kind of familiar with the school as far as like, not like the specifics of it, but just like the campus and everything. So I had been there before. And he was like, you got to take a test to get in here. And my mom was like, no, can you just interview him right now? You'll love him. He is a great kid. Like, she was going crazy. And I'm just sitting there like, what is going on?
Yeah.
So she persuaded him to interview me like right then and there. And the interview went well, like very well. I came out and he was like, he could start next semester. And it was a blessing because everybody that was at the school had to take a test to get in there. Mm-hmm. I probably was the only one that didn't have to do that. So I started second semester and I hated it first, but
shit,
adjusted. Cool. I adjusted. Yeah, she made it happen. Shout out, Mom.
Not playing. Shout out, Mom.
She a real
man.
one. Shout out, Renee.
She's like, no, my son is going to the school. So.
Yeah,
pulled you out of
straight
PE with the
Y'all better figure it
bro, out of
Crazy.
nowhere. It was super unplanned, bro. I was
Everybody's
like,
like,
what in the world?
Easop my trend.
yeah.
He was like, man, all right, y'all, I gotta go.
Yeah, literally. I'm telling him I'm gonna see him again and everything.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
no.
I'm coming back. No, I didn't see him again.
But she knew though.
She knew.
So
She had a
did
feeling.
you play football that first semester at Jeff?
Yeah, I did. So my cousin was the coach. Like my whole family, like had kind of came through that school. Like my cousin.
At Jeff
shout
or
out,
Sierra?
At Jeff.
Yeah.
At Jeff. He was Pat, the one that just was here.
Oh yeah.
So he a coach. He a coach right now at a local school in San Francisco called Sacred Heart. But at the time when I was in high school, he was the JV coach at Jeff. So
okay.
I was playing
So you were
quarterback.
solid, yeah.
I was solid, but I was playing quarterback. My freshman year, I was probably like 5'5", 5'6", bro. I'm 5'11" now, but like he had me playing quarterback, like
5'9" and 3/4.
chill out. Nah, but yeah, so that's how I started. But I was getting smacked, bro. I couldn't see over the line.
Yeah.
It's my cousin, the coach, so of course, like, I'm gonna play.
Off top.
Yeah.
But I just knew like something had to give for me to like really like put my name out there. And I went to Sarah. We was running wing T when I got to Sarah, so I was playing corner. I wasn't even playing quarterback no more.
Schools like that.
Yeah, we was running the ball, and if it's one receiver out there, it's probably gonna be the tallest one. So I was like,
Exactly.
I'm just trying to get on the field. So
Hell
I
yeah.
played corner my sophomore and junior year, and my first time really playing receiver was my senior year of high school. I was just watching highlights. I really didn't have a receiver coach in high school.
Damn.
So I was just watching highlights. DeAndre Hopkins was popping
Yeah.
at the time. Odell was going crazy with the Giants. And I was just watching him before games, trying to take anything,
Got it out
trying
the mud,
anything.
yeah. All
in
the
practice.
moves.
I'm trying stuff. Some stuff worked, some
Yeah.
stuff didn't. But that's
it
kinda
worked
how it
out.
happened.
So when did you know that you wanted to play at the next level? Like, was that something you knew early on, or was it
I
more
knew.
like?
No, I knew early on for sure. Just cause like my dad was like in my city in San Francisco. He like a legend. He went to
Yeah.
Lincoln High School. And I be out with him now, and people
Yeah.
come, your dad was nice.
Yeah, off top.
So, like, they've been telling me that since I was young.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm like, man, I want to follow in his footsteps.
Yeah.
That's why I started playing quarterback. But when I didn't hit that growth spurt at the time, I
Yeah.
thought, I'm like, we gotta figure something out. But I
Adjust.
always knew I wanted to play in the league for sure. And then I had he had like a big giant book of like all his, like what he did in high school,
Yeah.
like
Stats and, like,
stats and everything. And
accolades.
I used to read it like every night before I went to bed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I gotta
do
this-
something,
Yeah,
though.
that's what I'm trying
Yeah.
to do. And
That's
then my
what's up.
parents kind of always just pushed me in that direction too, like just supported me. Like
Yeah.
they knew I wanted to play football, so that's just what it was.
And that's what it is. It's like out here, coming back to coach and train and all that. It's like you see these helicopter parents, right? Or now it's like a snowplow parent. They just try to move everything out the way so their kid has the easiest path.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you gotta have the parents that are supportive and lead you in the right direction, but they gotta let you bust your head a couple of times and learn. You know what I'm saying? They can't just move everything out the way and make it the easiest path because you don't learn like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like that's good to hear. I mean, obviously, moms was like, "Hey, this is the path,
Yeah,
bruh.
number
So
one.
you're gonna follow it regardless." But just having that support for sure, guaranteed.
Yeah, bro.
That's what's up, my guy.
That was that.
Samori Toure, man. Local legend, like I said, man. I'm biased to Samori, man. I've always been a fan of him. Obviously, because I'm from out here, Portland, Beaverton area. Actually, I started coaching my high school coaching career at his high school. You just graduated though, right?
Right. You came the summer after I had just graduated.
Little story. First day I
here
come
we
as
go.
the strength coach. I'm coming in there like, hey, like I'm not playing. And he won off a little season or
2016 year.
He's like,
before.
oh, I'll come back and work out. Boom, boom, boom. Came one day, I busted their asses, bro. Everything, bro. I had them pushing the
Bro, had us
plate.
pushing a metal 45-pound plate to the 50-yard line and back.
I wasn't liking that.
Didn't see Samori after that.
Literally one day, I was like, man, I'm not training with these high school kids.
Yeah. I'm in college now.
Nah, it's really because like, obviously, shout out to Westview. I wouldn't be where I am without them. But like when I was there, the strength program that we had as a football team really wasn't there.
Yeah.
So I wasn't used to lifting weights, doing hard workouts like that. So once he came, I'm like, yo, I ain't.
Sheesh. Yeah. But you know what though? You know what's crazy though is when I came back and I'm looking at all these. Like, cause Mason was a receiver, a senior at the time, and they're like, "Hey, Mason's good," but I was like, "This kid," they're like, "This kid Samori, he was a baller," and I'm like, I don't, and I'm from out here, but I'm like, man, I'm not trying to hear all that hype, everybody hyping these kids up, and they just wither away, you know what I'm saying? But I seen a highlight. I think I seen you take like an under or a slant or something to the crib and just stride it. I'm like, oh, I was like, he can go, and I was like. Coach A at the time, the head coach, I'm like, hey man, like, where was he getting recruited at? They were like, he really didn't really have anything. And I was like, Portland State didn't offer. He's like, nah, they weren't really messing with him until late. And then he went to Montana. I was like, ooh. I was like, they do throw the ball over there, but like he'll be all right. Yeah. Then this dude killing, bro. I mean, you broke Randy Moss's single game receiving record. Yeah, how many? 300 and what?
308.
308? How many touchdowns?
3.
Come on now. 308 yards, 3 touchdowns. And this is when like the portal started kind of like kicking up or whatever.
Jumping,
yeah, and he's like, man, I'm gonna take it to the next level. Actually, it was crazy though. Your Henry, his agent, your agent as well. I'm like this, hey, there's this kid, local kid. I'm like, if I put my stamp on him, Henry, you better strike. I was like, this kid, bro, this dude is a baller. He's a local kid, under the radar, but can go. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I don't know. He went to Montana. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's understandable. Especially as a new agent, you're like, man, I gotta put my everything on a guy that might not
it's
make
an
it.
investment.
Exactly. Yeah. But then it was like, what did you do? You killed it at Montana. Then you went to Nebraska, played in the Big Ten, and then you killed it there. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, oh yeah, this boy can go. Obviously, did your pro day and ran low 4.4, low 4.4, easy 4.3 guy. You know what I'm saying? Then you get picked up. And shit, you with A-Rod and got the rapping. That's how it happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
it was all part of the plan, man.
Yeah.
Just following the blueprint, like it's really just crazy how everything works out. You know what I mean? Like, especially when we're talking about, the first time we met doing those workouts, and I'm like, man, this is too hard. I'm not ready for all this. Yeah. But like, look at us now. Like, it all comes back full circle. Every time I come home, we're locked in.
Yeah.
So,
did you ever have like, because a lot of these kids now, they scared to go to smaller schools because they think they're not gonna make it to the league. Did you ever have them doubts when you was at Montana? Like, can I get to the league, or were you good? You was like, if I play well, I know I'm gonna get there.
I didn't have doubts that I would make it to the league. I just had doubts on where I was going to get picked up and if I was going to get a real opportunity.
Gotcha.
Because scouts love to use anything they can to to not pick you up.
And so it's the scouts that probably never even played football though.
Yeah, and it's like I'm at the FCS level obviously, and I'm killing, but the only thing scouts can say is like we haven't seen him against Big Ten or Power 5 competition.
The big dogs. Like, what you mean, bro? Hey, real talk though.
Still doing it at a high level.
I would say like FCS and FBS. I would say the real difference is the trenches, man. The O&D line, that it's just different down there. You know what I mean? And not disrespecting anybody from the SCS, D line, O line, but it's a significant difference. The skill positions. It's like we're a dime a dozen. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, there's some freaks and all that, but it's like you put you on Alabama, you're going to be a fucking baller, first round receiver.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's not like, there's not like the hugest difference. Yeah. But the trenches is. But, I mean, if you're like a scout and looking at that, like, yeah, you got to be like, okay, it's not the best competition or as the SEC or whatever the case may be. But it's like, you got to see. For me, it was like, how you move, how you catch, and what you do after. And I was like, oh yeah, he could play. You know what I'm saying? Like you have it instinctually. You know what I mean? And like not having a real receiver coach or training or whatever. I'm like, you already got that off the rip. If you put a little more like that, that's that next level. You know?
Yeah, that's like the number one thing I tell, because people are always like, what was the biggest difference like going from Montana to Nebraska? I'm like, as far as like the competition level, I said the same thing. Like as far as skill positions, it's not that big of a jump.
Yeah,
and that's one of the reasons why I did it, is to show like not just for me but everyone else in the FCS. Like, bro, they can ball out.
Yeah,
Next generation.
The trenches are different. But that's just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So when was like your wake your life up moment though? When like everything kind of just switched. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Honestly, I would say I've had a few. I feel like my first one was my junior year of high school, because like freshman year, I'm on the freshman team, not really doing much. I had a couple catches, couple touchdowns. We lost damn near every game.
Yeah.
So sophomore year, I'm on JV, barely playing.
Yeah.
Like at that point, I'm like, bro, I'm really just playing football because I've been playing this my whole life. All my friends are doing it. Like, it's fun.
Like a hobby.
Yeah, like, but, you know, going into my junior year, you know, opportunity came my way. Both the starting receivers had left, essentially. So, like, it was more like, all right, you're up now. Don't mess this up.
Exactly.
Like, we're not going to make you a big part of the offense, but, like, when we have to go to you, you got to show
This
up,
is your
basically.
time. Yeah.
Right.
So it was like my junior year, and I just remember vividly running out on the field for the first time, and like just the feeling that I had, like first varsity game, I'm running out there, Westview home game, and like just taking a moment to like look around and take in the whole. I'm like, bro, I love this. Like just the feeling I got, the adrenaline, all the fans. I'm like, yeah, like I can get used to this.
Yeah.
Definitely channeled it the right way.
Yeah.
Start going crazy.
Yeah, and then once you ball out, it's like you
I
start
could do it.
Especially at receiver, bro. The biggest thing is like confidence.
Yeah,
that's the number one thing. Like if you don't have confidence, bro, you're not gonna. You can have all the talent, but if you're in your head, bro, it's really tough to flourish.
Yeah,
no, I could attest to that, bro. Because like I said, I ain't started playing receiver until my last year of high school. Because we was running wing T. But just so happened, our coach had switched up the offense going into my senior year, and he came up to me, Coach Walsh, and he was like, what you think about playing receiver? And I always had big hands, but like I said, I was so focused on quarterback growing up, I never really thought, to play receiver. But I could always like kind of naturally catch the ball well, and growing up, people noticed that. And they would tell me, like, you never like thought about playing. No,
I'm the quarterback.
I'm quarterback.
Yeah.
Pops played quarterback. I try to, you feel me, do what he did. But what's crazy is like, I played receiver 1 year with Dev for the West Bay Rams.
Oh, yeah, you were saying that.
Yeah, but that was like really my only year. And even then, I was just like, whatever. Like, I still was focused on quarterback when I was younger. But I would say my coming out moment or when I got my real confidence was in JUCO.
Yeah.
Because I went to JUCO and, like, all of my family had went through there. And don't get me wrong, I wasn't trying to go to JUCO. I'm going to just keep it above.
I mean, I don't think
who is.
I don't think
bro,
anybody tries to go to JUCO, but
heck nah,
it's just
bro, to be honest.
It's just the opportunity.
Yeah,
that you can,
it's what I had to do to get to the next level.
Stone, yeah.
And what helped me is like my JUCO was in my city. It was like not even 15 minutes away from the crib.
The Rams.
My uncles, shout out City College. we do the
shout out to Jimbo Collins, man. Former teammate, head coach, former teammate, man.
Yeah.
I got some
Jimmy
kids for
Collins.
you, man. Let me, you know what I'm saying?
Where PSU or CFL?
Portland State.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I got there in 2014, I actually gray shirted.
Yeah.
But like I told you, I was smaller, skinny. Like, my pops was like, and moms was like, maybe you should take a year to like, develop. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So that next year, that gray shirt year, I was going crazy in practice. Like, I really felt like I could play that year. And, like, some of the other players thought the same. Like, bro, you might as well just
go ahead.
Yeah, just play right now. And I'm like, bro, wait on it. Like, when I really play, y'all gonna see why I sat out. So that 2015 season, bro, I went crazy. Like, I went crazy. Like, to this day, like, sometimes I feel like as a player, you got to go watch old stuff to know what type of player you are. Because sometimes you had a moment in your life where you kind of doubt yourself. But sometimes you got to go in the archives and be like, nah, this is who I am. But I was at JUCO for 3 years. That's why I said I really, like, got it out the mud, bro. Yeah. Because a lot of guys either one and done or 2 years. Yeah. I was there for 3, bro. So it was times. Like, if I was at JUCO for 3 years somewhere else, bro, it would have been bad.
Yeah. That 3 years probably felt like an eternity.
Bro, I swear, bro. Like, you seeing dudes go leave and you like, damn, I gotta come back another year. But if it wasn't for my family, my mom specifically, bro, I would have stopped, bro. I love the game, but it was just the same thing. We didn't really get nothing. I was on East Bay getting gloves, buying gloves every week. You feel me? Like I was really trying to do whatever I could to make it feel like, you know what I'm saying, my chin strap was all jacked up. I was like, bro, I need to get
the baggy pants.
No, he had the Brett Favre.
Pretty much, bro. It was bad. You can ask anybody I played with, bro. It was city with it. But at the end of the day, like, I loved it at the same time because everybody had a common goal. Like, we was all trying to make it out for our family. And I told my mom when I got there, I'm like, you're not going to have to pay for college.
Yeah.
Because, like, my high school tuition, anybody went to Sarah, they'll tell you, like, we was paying college tuition. Our parents was paying college tuition at Sarah, bro. Yeah. So I just told my mom, like, when I get here, you're not going to have to pay. So that's how I kind of went down.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
What was the next step after that?
So my recruiting process was crazy. I had San Jose State, Eastern Michigan, Washington State was on the radar, but they wasn't talking about nothing at the time. But what's crazy is my city college was like a pipeline to Washington State. In 2015, we had a safety there named Shalom Luwani. Then after him, Rob Taylor, and then Anthony Gordon. Yeah. So they all came from my JUCO, going to Washington State. So I'm like, oh yeah, they gonna have to offer me at some point, but they just wasn't. And then my boy Gordo. Shout out Gordo. He would hit me like, you know, they asking about you, whatever. Just keep balling because he had left the year before me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so left City. He was already at Washington State. He was like, just keep balling. I'm talking you up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, whatever. But I wasn't really paying attention to it. I'm like, the right offer gonna come, and that's where I'm gonna go. So Eastern Michigan offered me like our bye week, my last year city, and I'm like, let's go. Like I'm crying everything, bro. Like, cause I never really been handed nothing. Like I told you, I was the smallest. I've been doubted since I was young, so it's really nothing new. So that's how it happened. They offered me and my quarterback at the time, and we like, bro, should we just go here and kill at the same time? Like. He was literally on the phone with him right before I got on the phone with him. And like he was like, yeah, they gonna offer you, bro.
That's what's up.
I'm like, oh, that's crazy. So fast forward, I took my official visit there. Crazy, bro. Yeah. Eastern Michigan was crazy. I went there with my mom and my dad. And in my head, they treated me like royalty, bro. Yeah. I remember it vividly,
and that's all we need, man. Just one time.
And I wasn't used to that, bro. I'm coming from JUCO, bro. It's just.
So was Eastern Michigan one of those places that's like football community, like?
Yes, bro.
Bro, same with Montana.
College town, bro.
Same with Montana.
College town.
It's something different about those where it really makes you feel the love for real.
Yeah, bro. Like everybody know you. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't even like committed there at the time, but on my visit, it's like people on the street, like, are you that new? Are you like they was locked in, like tuned in to like what was going on with the football team in school. So I'm like, dang, that's crazy. Like if I go here, I'm gonna really feel like
I'm that guy.
Like I'm gonna feel like big man on campus. Yeah. So I verbally committed on my visit there, and then I'm sitting right in the middle, Pop's right here. Mom's right here, and I told the coach, he like, where you at? I'm like, I'm coming, bro. Like my visit was crazy, bro. I went to the practice. They giving me everything I want, like the breakfast, like the next morning after I got there was crazy. Like I'm like, I'm coming. So the next day, I had my cousin Pat. He helped me like say the little message and put it out there on Twitter, Facebook, and people congratulating me like. Dang, that's crazy. You really about to go to Eastern Michigan, about to play in the MAC. But in the back of my head, bro, I kind of always wanted to play close to home. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm a mama's boy, like that's real family oriented. Yeah. So I still had my own little, you know, what I wanted to do. Yeah. But Eastern Michigan was the only school that's really showing me love. So I'm like, I'm going there off tops. You know what I'm saying? Like, moms ain't gotta pay. You know what I'm saying? It's the MAC. I know I'm gonna play when I get here. Bro, literally the next day, like, I'm taking my sister to volleyball practice. Washington State, the receiver coach called me. I'm like, what in the world is going on?
Who was the receiver coach at the time?
It was Dave Nickel. It was Dave Nickel, R.I.P. Yeah. He passed, R.I.P. to him. But he called me, and he was kind of texting. He was kind of like reaching out to me during the process, but he wasn't really talking about that.
He didn't pull the trigger, man.
Yeah, so I'm like I told you, I forgot, low key. So he like, I seen you just committed to Eastern Michigan. I'm like, come on,
coaches
bro.
low-key acting like
why they do that,
sometimes.
bro? Like, why you doing that all of a sudden, bro?
I see you got that little girlfriend now.
Hey, big head. Yeah. Hey, big head.
Yeah, now I get the text.
Yeah, so he was like, I'm not going to, they were at a bowl game at the time. He's like, I'm not going to offer you now, but he was like, I'll have a for sure answer for you tomorrow. So I got him on speaker. So my sister, like my biggest supporter, so she in the car going crazy. She don't even want to get out the car. She like, tell him to offer you right now. Tell him. I'm like, go to practice. Let it play out. So the next day I got a final, and like I'm on tip. Like as soon as I get out the bed, I'm like, is they gonna offer me or not?
Yeah,
like
you
checking the phone all day.
My JUCO quarterback there. If I go there, we're gonna go crazy. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, I'm gonna call you around like 2. 2 come, no call. 2:30 come, no call. I'm like, whatever. And my whole family knew about it, so they called me like, did he call you yet? Did he call? I'm like, he did call me. But 3 hit, 3:15, no call. 3:30, boom, phone going off. It's him. I'm like, what's going on, Coach? Like, smooth.
Yeah.
What's up?
Hey, he let it ring a couple times.
Yeah, bro. But in my head, I wasn't really thinking too much of it. In my head, I'm like, you know, it is what it is. Like, I'm going to Eastern Michigan. I verbally committed. He like, yeah, man, I ran your tape. I ran your JUCO tape, you know, City College tape through by all the coaches. They love you, man. He was like, you know, we feel like you could do some great things here. So, yeah, man, we're going to offer you. Literally signing days the next day, bro. I'm committed. I'm verbally committed to Eastern Michigan. I get off the phone. I'm like, well, I tell him, I'm like, dang, I appreciate the opportunity. And I basically told him, like, I'm coming. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, like, I called my mom. She going crazy. She like, they did not offer. I'm like, yes. My mom took off work. She speeding home, like my grandma crying, like everything. It's like, that's my recruiting process was crazy. So my mom was like, you got to call Eastern Michigan, the head coach. Because I didn't want to, but as a man, you have to. You have to.
Because the thing is like this, for one, like you said, as a man, for one, you're a character. Like, regardless of the decision, you got to make the best decision for you and your family. But it's like the communication. It's like, Coach, I know you're going to be disappointed. I feel some type of way saying this, but this is the situation I got to make. You know what I mean? And you don't want to burn up bridges.
Exactly, bro.
Because,
that's a
fact. I mean, this is a gym right here. Say you go to East or you go to Western or Wazoo, and then it doesn't work out.
Right.
And you bounce over here, or this coach gets a job over there, and that you know what I mean? Like, you just never know. You never want to burn no bridges with no coaches, because this network of football coaches and players in general is so tight. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody talks.
Man, and too, it's like,
talks.
You're not playing for just Wazoo or Eastern Michigan. It's like, bro, you're playing for every school out there. You feel me? So it's like when, you know, they know, they understand. I mean, they're going to be disappointed, but they're going to be like, okay, cool, I respect that, though. You feel me?
Yeah, and
at the end of the day.
Yeah, he definitely did. But, like, I could hear, like, the quivering in his voice when I told him. I was like, yeah, Coach, I appreciate the opportunity, but Washington State just offered me, and, you know, I'm a flip like that. Yeah. And I flipped, bro, and that's what it was.
Hey, man.
Bro, and it's like, bro, you just got to make the decision that's best for you at the end of the day. Yeah. And it's like, and when you're going to the league, like, they look into everything, bro. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if when you're going through the process, if teams call Eastern Michigan and was like, hey, so how did he handle it did he just flip on you and just shake? Or did he, like, tell it to you as a man?
Yeah,
like, they're looking into all that.
It was a real conversation. Like, I just told him, like I told you growing up, like, I really wanted to play a Cal for real, to be honest with you, because that's the hometown. That's right there.
Yeah, right in
and
Berkeley.
like any kid would lie and be like, if they didn't tell you they want to play at the school they seen growing up, that's cap. Like, you always want, you know what I'm saying? They didn't even inquire. So in my head, I'm like, go to Wazoo, go kill Cal. You feel me? Go crazy against Cal. Like,
if the hometown don't pick you up, you go to the same school. Right. In the same conference and bust their ass.
Right.
Bust them.
Right.
Every
Crazy.
time.
Right.
Every game. That's the stat game right there. You know. Oh, you didn't want to pick me up, and I'm right down the street. Okay, I got some for you,
bro. That Portland State game for me, bro, was my favorite game.
Of course.
Including the one where I broke the record, the playoff game.
Yeah.
Like, just because it was personal, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah. Well, me and too. I mean, shit.
Of course. I had a moment like that too.
I'm a Portland State alum. I went to Portland State. Obviously, I took a hard route. You know what I mean? We'll get into that later. But, you know, I took a hard route. I ended up in Portland State. This is my hometown team. You know what I mean? But it's like one of those things, and I'm not trying to bust them out like that, but it's like it needs to be said. It's like Portland State has so much local talent out here. And so much damn near free local talent. These kids want an opportunity. If they was like, hey, man, we can't get you a full ride, but, you know, you stay at the house and pay for your own food, and we can get you some books and get you, I guarantee you some more. You'll be like, what? I'm here. Let's go. You feel me? But it's like you show no kid no love, and it's like, how do you not see this kid balling out? Like, even if you go to the stats of like the top receivers in the state, like he has to be one of them, and then you go check them out. Like,
and
at the end of the day,
they're talking to me, and they're coming to games too, and they're seeing it live and in person. But it's crazy. Like I feel like they get enticed by a lot of JUCO transfers, a lot of out of state guys,
But not even. But I think it's like this. I think this. Well, for us being from here, like it's like, oh, we got a kid from Cali. I don't give a fuck. Like, what you mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how my mindset is. Right. It's like, oh, we got this recruit from Texas. I go, listen, I don't care where you from. Like, you still got to guard me. Mm-hmm. You still got to line up against me. You still got to play against me. You still got to tackle me. You know what I mean? And not everybody out here. I think that's why I try to come back and bring a different mindset, right? Mm-hmm. But everybody got caught up. Like Portland State gets caught up, or these local schools get caught up in like, oh, let's go get the Cali kid. It's like, well, just because he's from California doesn't mean he's good. Right. You know what I'm saying? Just because he's from Texas doesn't mean he's good. Exactly. Like, why not get this kid right here that was an all-state receiver 2 years in a row
in your backyard?
And in me, I'm thinking like this, like, no one else wants him. That's free money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like,
have you talked to them coaches since you've been in the league, or like have any of them like reached out?
Portland State?
Yeah.
You know what's funny is, so I ended up transferring from Montana to Nebraska, and the offensive assistant coach was at PSU when I was in high school.
Coach Coop.
Shout out Coach Coop. That's my guy. But
he was
you know what it is.
Yeah,
Coach,
like
listen,
what's up with you? Like,
listen.
He played with him.
He played with me.
You got some explaining
when
to do.
When I transferred into Portland State from my JUCO, Coop was a receiver there. So the receiver coach at the time, offense coordinator, and then moved over to Nebraska. But he was a receiver coach at the time. He was a receiver with me at the time. And I'm like, cool dude. But it was just like, you know me. Right. Like, my word is bond. Like, if I tell you I got a guy, like, bro, you don't got to look no further. Like, and it's like, you could trust in me because you seen my work ethic. You seen not even my work ethic, my play. And you see how I conduct myself as a man. Like,
and you're not going to give him no player just to put somebody on.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And it's like, you don't even, like, I threw a couple names out there and nothing came back. I'm like, okay.
No, look.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah, so I go to Nebraska. I'm like, Coach Cool, you were at PSU, right? Like, what's up? What was up with that?
Yeah.
He was like, hey, bud, I don't know how we missed you, man. I'm like,
nah.
But
10 minutes away from Portland State.
Hey, it is what it is, though. Everything happens for a reason, bro. If I could do it all over again, I would, because Montana was some of the best years of my life.
Yeah, off top.
Yeah.
And just like you were talking about with Eastern Michigan, just nothing compares to that football community.
Yeah.
Like small town, like that's all they care about.
Yeah.
So it's like you really feel the love out there. So
yeah. I mean, and two though, like, I'm not bagging on Portland State. I still love Go Vikes. You know what I'm saying? I wish they would allow me to help them more. You know what I mean? Because that's all I've been trying to do is give them help, free help, and not like they like charity help or whatever. But I'm like, I just want to be a part of. Like, I want a team. Montana, you go to Montana, bro. He's a legend in Montana. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a football town. Portland State's not really a football town, so that's kind of why I want that culture. I like that culture. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just want to, I'm trying to help. You feel me?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like you said, everything happens for a reason, man, good or bad, and it was exactly how it was supposed to be.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It was exactly how it was supposed to be. All of us, right? Yeah. You went to, not very recruited highly, but then you went to Montana. Mm-hmm. You balled out at Montana. You transferred to Nebraska. You balled out there, and you got picked up. You know what I'm saying? You even gray shirted at JUCO. Went 2 years.
I red shirted at Wazoo too.
Oh, so I mean, like, you went through the process, right?
My whole life has been waiting, bro. Like, for real.
Well, it's like that. Well, I mean, this is kind of like my quick background, right? I went to Sunset High School, right down the street. You feel me? But I'm a knucklehead. Like, I'm not getting good grades. I'm a better athlete than majority of the people around here. But I had that same mentality as that big fish, small pond. Like, I'm a bigger fish in this small pond, right? And I just didn't have any mentors or guidance or whatever. And, the coaches there, it's just more of like, oh, you're a knucklehead. I don't got time for that. Instead of like, you have talent. Like, let me help you and lock you in. You got a single mother with 3 kids living in the little doo-doo apartment right down the street. Like, let's help this kid. You know what I'm saying? He has it a little bit different than the kids on the hill. You feel me? But, I didn't help myself getting good grades. I didn't go to class. I was bullshitting, right? So I didn't know what recruiting was, right? So school's over my senior year. I'm thinking you just go to a school and try out, and that's how it happened.
Crazy, like,
you know what I'm saying? Like
right in your lap.
but that didn't work. You feel me? So I took a whole year off. So from high school, I took a whole year off, bullshitting, working like a regular person. Yeah. And then I had to come to Jesus moment, and we'll say that for another podcast. But it was like, that was my wake your life up moment. That was my. I was like, wow, like I need to go do something.
Right.
And so, me and Moms, we got it together, got the little FAFSA thing. And then my boy actually at the time was going to Santa Rosa, which is in the same conference city, right?
Yes.
So we went down there. My first year, I didn't know red shirt, gray shirt, blue shirt, purple shirt. I didn't know none of that, right? And my coach, I just kept hearing like gray shirt or red shirt, right? So I go down there during spring, and I'm kind of like doing my thing. They can see I'm fast, I'm strong. But I was a running back in high school. You know what I'm saying? I'm a running back all high school. I switched to the veer slot receiver my senior year, but I was a running back. They go down there, they're running 4 wide. They're running air raid. Mike Leach, RIP. But, they're running the air raid offense, So I'm like, I got to be a receiver. They go down there. I'm trying to learn coverages. I'm trying to learn how to be a receiver, this and that. Like, I'm third string receiver, like not even kick returning. And I'm like, hey, coach, I think I'm a gray shirt. He's like, gray shirt? Because I just heard that. Like, that was like a, you know what I mean?
He just threw that out there.
You know what it meant.
I swear to God, I didn't even know what it meant. I was like, I'm thinking I'm just going to gray shirt this year.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah. He's like, you're playing. I'm like, okay, so like what? He's like, just use the spring as your gray shirt or the summer as your gray shirt year and develop, as a receiver. And then so I was like, all right. So I just worked. So I was like, am I playing? And he's like, yeah, you're going to play this year. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm still second, third string receiver, just hopping in. And it was like all summer, still balling and shit, and then I'm kind of like perfecting the craft of being a receiver, getting better, reading offenses or defenses. And then it was like, even the first game, I wasn't a starter. You know what I mean? I got in probably like maybe second quarter, ended the second quarter because we were blowing the team out, and we got it in the second quarter. And then our backup quarterback got in. His first college pass was to me. I remember I did a post curl. Caught the ball, out of there. First
Everybody
catch.
remembers their
moment.
first catch.
My first catch
that.
was to the crib. And they were like, oh, still. But you know what I'm saying? Still second string, right?
I know you was going to the sidelines. Feed me.
But you know what?
I
don't think I was ever a player like me, or feed me. I need the ball. Like, in my head, I'm like, bro, you see what I'm doing. You see what and you know what I'm. I think it's more of what I'm capable of. Give me the ball. You feel me? Or give me the more opportunities.
Right.
But at that time, I was just like, thank you, Lord. I took a year off. I was bullshitting. I'm just so focused on like, man, I'm playing again. Like, this feels good. Like, I'm not really tripping. And then the second game, same thing. Threw a fucking post. Crib. My first catch was a touchdown. My second catch was a touchdown. My backup quarterback, first throw. So then, but then now I started. I'm like, okay, I'm for sure better than a starter. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's that confidence.
That's all you need is that.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm
better
dangerous,
than him.
bro. It's dangerous.
And it naturally come too. Like, it naturally come. Like, you gonna feel it.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
when it comes,
Yeah,
it's like, okay,
it's-
nobody can
Shit's
mess with
clicking.
me.
Yeah.
You can't even really put it into words.
Yeah.
Bro.
You
can't, bro.
Like,
Well, then I mean, shitty for him, but he got hurt. I think he like hurt his hamstring or something. Starter.
It's over with.
It was over with. He never played again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was a starter the whole time.
Yeah.
Then I started eating. Then I got on kick return. Killing in a kick return. You feel me? So then I was like, okay, that first year, that freshman year, like I never knew the recruiting process. I never knew, but my uncle, one of my uncles, like he was like a huge recruit in the Bay, like one of the best D linemen in the Bay, big time recruit. Like he was gonna go to Nebraska when Nebraska was Nebraska. You know, feel me? But he just on the dope and bullshitting and whatever. Right. But like he was that guy. He's the one I looked up to. Like we have it in our family. You know what I'm saying? And then so I balled out that year, and then I started getting letters. Just like the little bullshit letters that they send over. But I'm like, man, this is
That's
cool.
a lot to me.
What?
Yeah, it was a lot to me. Bro.
I get all that, bro. I was like Boise State, Colorado, Hawaii, Nebraska was on me tough. Like any school like around our area, like I was getting letters. I was like, man, this is like I have a full table full of letters. I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm
it's
doing
really
that.
just the fact that they know who you are.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Or you're just even on the mailing list. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me the one that has the printed. I don't need the personal one. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It comes down to you to like, all right, my hard work's being noticed. Like,
And that's what it was.
It make you like, okay, now I got to turn it up some more.
Motivation.
Well, and that was coming to my second point, where it's like, to me, I was like, I want to do a little bit more. You know what I mean? I was never afraid of work. People work, whatever, but I was never. It was hard for me to be the guy that's just like, I have some free time. Let me go get some sprints in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me go do this. That's why I'm so harping on everybody now that I train, because like I try to teach people from my experiences, my losses, lessons, wins, whatever. It was like I needed to do more. But you know what I noticed, and I didn't notice until like later, but like I knew that I was, if we had a day off, I'm chilling. You know what I mean? I'm not like bushing, but I'm just, it's our day off.
Right.
But I noticed like my boy Vic, right? Great from brother. That's my brother, right? He's the type of guy that's like, no, I need to go do the extra sprints. I need to go do the extra work. And I would always attract to people like that. So that's when I told you guys the other day, it's like, show me your friends, I'll show you your future, right? Audit your circle. That was my circle, because I knew that he would force me to go run some sprints.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'll probably blow my freaking hammies out, every time, because I be bushing. But it's like, I'm going to be around the guys that, hey, let's go hoop off top. Oh, let's go play tackle football. Let's go do this. Like, let's go to the gym. Let's go back. Whatever the case may be. I was like, I need to be around these people all the time, because they're going to force me to go do the extra. You feel me?
And then it grow on you.
Exactly. And then I turn into the person that's like, hey, let's go get the extra work. You feel me?
That's so key, especially in college. I feel like every college football player's had that one teammate, like that's your road dog that like motivates each other and gets that extra work in, just because, like you said, in college it's easy to get distracted, bro, especially being at Wazoo.
Crazy,
I can only imagine,
Wazoo
like,
go crazy.
Redshirting at Wazoo,
bro.
come on, bro. Like, so it's like just having that teammate that'll push you and get you to where you want to be is important.
It's definitely important. Like, you don't necessarily have to be the guy that's the rah-rah or the gym rat or the extra work guy. You don't have to be that guy. But you know what you need to do, though, is you need to surround yourself by those guys. Yeah. Right? You don't have to be the smart money man, but I need a money man around me. You don't got to be the investment guy, but I need an investment guy around me. I don't need to be the extra work guy. That might not be me deep down inside, but I was like, I know you two always love to get extra work. So if I'm around you, like, I'm going to go get extra work too. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. Because it's like, bro, if you're the weed man, if you're the video game dude, and I'm around y'all all the time, what am I? I'm blowing tree and I'm playing video games. Yeah. You feel me? Like that's how it's going to be. So it's like, I always had to just be around, the people that are going to do those things, because, like I said, I wasn't ever afraid of work. And, I enjoyed it once we got out there. But when I was younger, I just was never the guy that was like, let me go do some extra sprints or go do this or do that. You feel me? Right. But, I mean, and then that was my path. You feel me? It was just like a long, hard path, but it was like, hey, man, we out here. That JUCO rough life.
I'm telling you.
Then I took the little scholarship to Portland State and got the rapping, and that's how it happened.
There.
You know what I'm saying? So it was hey, man.
That's what's dope about football, though. Like, you meet so many different people, and it's like everyone has their own specific path. Nobody's path is the same.
Yeah.
So it's like even if you don't know another player like that, it's always that mutual respect. Just because nobody's path is easy. We all been through some shit, so that's one thing I love about football.
I'm glad you said it because it's like you said, everybody has that. It's a brotherhood,
right?
You know what I mean?
Right.
We're not team, but we can relate to the same shit though. You know what I mean? We might have grown up different areas, had a different path, like you said, but like there's majority of there's more things that we can relate to than not. You know what I'm saying? Like we've all done the summer workouts and conditioning camps. We've all done the early morning workouts. We've all done the shit. We had to do extra reps because we was bullshitting or something. You know what I mean? We all done the camp life.
I'm telling you, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
College conditioning different.
Man, they don't touch the line. Someone turns the wrong way. Come on, bro, what you doing?
Over. And the strength coach is making you do that. Work.
But in two though, it's like, but you know what it is though. Like, someone might, and actually being a strength coach and doing all that, right? It's more. For me, this is what I do. It's more of the mental part and how you handle. That's the adversity. Someone might be on the line, but it's just not on the line,
right,
or over the line where you need it, right? Yeah. And then you call him out. Easop wasn't on the line. He didn't touch the line. Yeah. Then what happens? Everybody,
the most quiet teammate, the most quiet teammate that never talks. We be ready to fade.
I'm telling you, everybody's tired, bro.
But then it's like this. What happens though? You didn't run the right depth on your route and this, and then the ball slips off your fingers and gets a pick. Now, is the whole team blaming you, getting on you, or do we handle this adversity and we rally and we come together and figure it out and win the game? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So there's way more than just touching the line, you know what I mean? And then the discipline part, right? Mm-hmm. For you guys are athletic enough, like I always tell y'all, to get by. You know what I mean? But that's not my job. My job is to, stare at the ball one more second. Yeah. You look at the ball longer than you ever have looked at the ball, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm like, longer. And you're like, bro, what the? In your mind, you're like, bro, I already, what you mean? I didn't look at that. I'm like, no. I wanted more. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because that leads to that. And two, though, it's like, now you're focused on different things, right? It makes you focus, or it makes you turn your focus up. When I tell you it's raining outside and you got to take the gloves off. It's the mental part.
In your mind, at first, you're like, bro, I don't know about all that because you're so used to the gloves.
You know what I mean? But what if we did that every single day, or like every single time, or at least once at a time? I'm like, hey, no glove Monday. That's what I tell my guys at West, with the young guys. No glove Monday. So you already know. So it's not even like hey, no gloves today. Now your mind's like, oh my God, I can't wear the gloves. No. You know what I mean? Right. You're not thinking about all this negative things. You just know what it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now it's like anytime any adversity comes, you know how to handle it. You just know what it is. I'm just getting through it. Like, shit, come on, let's focus up more. You know what I mean? So those are the different things that I got to throw at you guys to essentially keep you guys on your toes, right? Because it's easy to just kind of go through the motions. You know what I'm saying? I tell my guys, master the mundane. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Master the boring, the little, the things, because those are the things that compound and set you apart from everybody else. The warm-up, right? Mm. You don't do that warm-up full every day. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're like, we got core today. I don't really need to do the warm-up. You know what I'm saying? But already there, you're losing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it's not you're losing physically, not really, but it's the mental part you just lost. You're one step back, because now it's like, I don't really need to run full speed on this route because I'm backside. I'm not going to get there. And that one time you do that, what happens? Ball hits you right there. Like, damn. Right. You know what I'm saying? So those are the obsessions and the little things that I try to just preach to you guys, or just anybody that I train, because like I said, man, that one catch can change the whole trajectory of your whole life. Right. What if you're the Odell? Reach back like one thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if that was you? That one catch, or just something like that, right? That can change your whole trajectory of everything. Right. And that's how obsessive it has to be when showing up, warming up, training, focus, practice, energy, everything. That leads to one catch that can change your whole life and trajectory, right? So, I mean, that the more obsessive you are with the shit, you know what I'm saying?
It carries over.
What? Yeah. That compounds, man.
Habits, too.
Hey, man. Habits are everything, man.
For sure.
The power of habit. Read that book. I forgot who it's by. We'll tag who's by. The Power Habit.
I gotta grab that.
Yeah.
I gotta grab that.
But yeah, that's really what it is. Though, is like I told you, my freshman and sophomore year, I'm just really out there.
Yeah.
But going into my after my junior year, that's when I knew I had some, and that's when I first started training outside of the sport.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's crazy how it seems like simple and obvious, but I'm like, damn, I'm training outside of the sport and I'm really seeing the results on the field. And that was kind of like my moment where I'm like, okay, all I got to do is put in work off the field and it's going to translate over. Yeah. It's the same thing in college too. Like a lot of people think it's just going to come to you. Like, oh, if I do all the workouts, and the practices, like that's all I need.
That's basic.
No. Yeah, but if you really put in that extra work, you'd be surprised how it really translates.
Well, it's sure. I mean, it's like you're talking about the vesting. It's the compound effect, right? If you double a penny, they say, wait, what is that? You double a penny for 30 days or a month, it's like $1 million or something like that. Some crazy number. Because it's like you go do some work, that's 1 penny. Not really nothing, right? It's not breaking the bank. It's not hurting you. You're not even you're gonna step over a penny. You double that penny, that's 2 pennies. Not really nothing. 2 pennies is 4 pennies. Still nothing. 4 pennies is 8. 8, 16, 16, 32. 32, what is that? 64. 64 is 128. You know what I'm saying? 128. And now it's starting to get dollars.
Yeah.
And now it's starting to get 5s.
Right.
And then 10s. And then 20s. And now you got the hundreds compounding, right? And then it's thousands, right? Because you're going to build those layers, build those bricks in that foundation. So when you get to the point where it's like, now when I'm doing this work, like it's directly translating to the field. You know what I mean? But everybody loses, everybody stops because they put a couple pennies, they stack a couple pennies, and they're like, this ain't enough, or I'm not seeing the results. It's like just keep going, keep compounding that work ethic.
I think that mental aspect is big too. Like the drill we do when you got us running like 3-4 routes in one.
Yeah.
Like I ain't never did that before.
Yeah.
And like shout out to you because like, and then when I stopped, I'm like, dang, like that's a lot to think about. But like you said, when it's fourth quarter and we in a 2-minute drive, you got to get the play. You tired. You still got to get the whole play. You got to know where to go out the huddle. You got to run the right route, right depth.
Yeah.
So, like, I think it's dope that we do that because it's kind of like that's what's going to happen. That is going to transfer from workouts to the field. Like, right when we get to practice, OTAs, camp, like, it's going to be moments.
Yeah.
And then, like, we doing that now. So, when we get to the field, it's going to be second nature.
Yeah,
and I'm like, damn, I didn't realize it at first. And I'm like, I ain't never ran 4 routes in one. And then got to still
like,
look
why we
ball
doing
in
this drill?
and
Yeah.
run up. But I'm like, that is going to directly, like, correlate to, like, when the season comes. And, because I think, like, we've all been in games where, like, when your opponent tired.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the game.
I'm eating.
And when you smell blood in the water, it's
yeah.
like, okay, like, he not about to guard me. He a man, but I could tell his stance. Like, if I got to go, I'm cooking him. And I think that's, like, what we definitely got to get, you know what I'm saying, as athletes is just like that conditioning is everything. I ain't gonna lie, I hate conditioning, but that's gonna correlate to when the season come. You know what I'm saying? When the corner you going against, you throw me the ball. He's not ready. I promise. Ready. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that's
he's a liability.
Thing.
Get him up out of here, coach.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He's a liability.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
That's the importance of practice and training is like, because I've been called out for it multiple times, both at Montana, even in the league a couple of times, is like the importance of practice and attacking practice every single day because it's muscle memory, bro. Like, it's only a few gamers out there who can really just not practice and come in and play.
Right.
But like you said, when it comes down to it, fourth quarter, the opponent's tired. It's like, okay, he wasn't practicing hard this week because he's gassed. And people always say like, how not to me, but just in general, like in the clutch moments, how do you perform in the clutch moments and don't let it become too big?
Yeah.
It's like you don't rise to the moment, you sink to the level of your training.
Exactly.
So it's like if you're going hard in 2-minute drill and practice, like in the game you can just shut your brain off and just it's on autopilot.
It's natural.
Yeah.
Well,
you figure out what you made of. And
it's a
real
great point that you brought up because it's like, Darius, local kid as
Shout
well.
out Darius.
Yeah.
Big year coming.
You know what I'm saying? And he's the same way. Like, he's good enough to just be better than these local kids here, whatever. But I always, like, he'd take that one rep one rep and let a doo-doo kind of clamp him up or just, not catch the ball.
Exactly.
And I get on him. And I'm like, bro, it starts when you walk on the field.
Right.
Like you gotta practice like you play. Every practice has to be a mini game. You know what I mean? And everybody, like me, I was just blessed with the ability to love practice. I love practice. You can ask anybody that's ever played with me at any team. I love practice. I don't know why. Like, it was a game to me every single time, and I like getting better. But not a lot of people are like that. Majority of people aren't, it is what it is. But it's like, you got to understand, though, those reps that you take in practice, how many reps do you get in a game? Even if you're a dude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Very few. Mm-hmm. How many do you get to really catch? 5 catches a game. You're balling. You're good.
Unless you're at Wazoo.
Yeah,
you're slanging that.
Yeah, we throwing that from first to fourth quarter. Yeah. I used to joke with our running backs like, bro, why y'all come here?
No, well, that's how it was, bro. I was in the running shoot.
Y'all know we gonna be throwing every play. Why y'all come here, bro?
I came from the running shoot, and we had, I don't know, maybe 70 to 80 plays on offense. Hella.
Went to Wisconsin or something.
And we threw it 65 times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like this though. But the thing is what allowed me, like, bro, I was a 1,000-yard receiver. You know what I'm saying? I had, I think maybe 60 catches, 55 catches for 1,000-something yards.
1K, that's what you do with them.
That's a good year.
It's really what you do with them, too.
You know what I'm saying? And then, too, though, it's like this. It's like,
screen into something crazy.
People are like, oh, like that. I didn't just stumble upon that. Like, my goal wasn't like, oh, I'm going to get 1,000 yards and do this and this. No, but the thing is like, my play in practice allowed me to do that shit in games.
Right.
And you know what? It allowed me to have every opportunity because I played 75 snaps every game. Mm-hmm. I'm going kick return, punt return, and I'm playing every single offensive snap, blocking and doing everything. But like my conditioning in practice allowed me to do that in the games. Right. Other receivers that we had really good receivers. We had another guy that had 900 yards, a De La Salle guy, Bay Area. And we had another guy, Ray Fry, baller. But it's like, I'm not trying to call him out, but he didn't work that hard off the field or in practice. He was just a baller on the field, but then he quad, hammy, condition couldn't. If he had the work ethic I did and lasted the whole game, bruh, 1,500 yards, baller. He was a baller. You know what I mean? But it was like the way I approached practice allowed me to perform in the games. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's the biggest thing for you guys is even training, right? That's why I'm on y'all. It's $1 million a drop. Like you can't drop balls ever. Because if you drop balls in training or playing catch, that's just going to trickle to practice. Mm-hmm. You drop balls in practice, that's going to trickle to the games. You feel me? If you are so obsessive and focused when playing catch, you see me when I'm playing catch still to this day. To this day.
Eyes to the tuck every time.
Hey, look to catch in, look to tuck in. I don't, but that's muscle memory to me. You know what I mean? And you know what it is? I'm so obsessive and so fearful that I'm preaching it to you guys, and then I drop the ball in front of you guys, and I'm like, oh damn, they're gonna call me out. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh coach, you out there dropping ball? No, nigga, you can never say that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. When have you seen me drop a ball?
I haven't.
Ever. You know what I'm saying? You know me a short time, you know me a little longer, but warm-ups, playing catch, you never seen me drop a ball. Because I'm just that so obsessive with it. I don't know why, you feel me?
That's good.
And I'm done. I'm not even getting paid for this. But it's like I want to hold myself so accountable because then it holds you accountable. Mm-hmm. Because if I'm preaching to you guys, like, hey, don't drop the ball, look to catch and look to tuck in, right? You know what I'm saying? And then I'm dropping balls out here, you're like, I ain't listening to that shit. But if you're like, damn, this motherfucker really ain't dropping a ball because he looks to catch and look to tuck in, and he ain't even playing. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's a little different coming from, like, especially as a receiver, you want to be able to be trained and coached by somebody who can do what you do or has done what you've done.
That's better.
Like, so, like, we know to listen to you, especially because you can do every drill that we do. You know, you can catch
maybe
the ball.
even better.
Yeah, or at least still looking smooth and shoes, at least no stretching. I'm like, come on, bro.
Or at least give you the quick. This is the coaches, the quick little example like that.
Yeah.
I got about 2 examples in me, and then ankles.
Yeah.
And,
that first example, the dudes be like, oh
yeah.
Coach,
yeah. I'm a, you know what I'm saying. But like, I mean, that's the benefit, and that's the approach that I take. And I mean, that's why I preach it on you guys. You know what I'm saying? I preach it on you guys because it's more of like, hey, like you start doing that and you start holding yourself accountable. Watch how, for one, your performance, but then everybody around you. You know what I mean? You start saying, hey, look the catching, look the eyes in. And you really start looking the catching, look the eyes in, or whatever the case may be. You feel me? Everybody's play goes out. But I mean, obviously the main thing for you guys though, but you know what I mean? But that's the you gotta be obsessive with it, man.
Definitely do.
Yeah.
Grind time, man.
Hey, grind.
Shout out grind time. Nah, for real, bro. A lot of the stuff we've been doing here, I never did in any off season or just in general since I was a kid. So it's a lot of stuff. That's why I was, glad to get out here because I knew coming out here I was gonna learn something new. Yeah. And that's the beauty of this. Like, you never could stop learning. Yeah. You always could learn something. You always could do a new drill. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, you become obsessive with it, and then it just become natural. Yeah. When you hit the field, and you got coaches like, what the heck was he doing? And that's what I wanted to be when, like even with him, like when we get back to camp, we want to be able to stand out in a way to where our coaches like go into meetings and like, I wonder what Samori or wonder what Easop was doing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like why he look different this time?
Well, two reasons for that too though. It's one, it's like this kid is ready to play. Mentally, he put the work in, so he's ready to play. So that's a mature individual right there. Yeah. I can fuck with that. And then two, it's like you got better. You know what I'm saying? Like physically, in every aspect, mentally you got better. But then it's more of he put the work in. Because how many guys you go to OTAs and camp and you're just like, you were not working. He didn't see the jab. But you can instantly tell. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's a distinct difference.
Can't fake it.
And then two, though, as a coach, I'm like, he didn't do shit. He was doing some shit, and he's making plays. I'm going with him.
Right. And it's about being reliable, too.
Hell yeah.
It's about being reliable.
Bro, you don't have to be the best. You just have to you have to have the trust of the coach. Like, if I put you in, just execute. Right. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you're going to get in this one route. This is your route, your dig route, basic across the middle. Go over there, catch it, sit your ass down, come back to the sideline. You might get 2 reps next time. But if you just always execute those reps, and then you just keep getting compound effect. You just keep getting more and more.
It comes down to trust because every time your coach is putting you in, he's putting his job on the line.
Hell yeah!
Because if you don't show out, that could reflect back on him.
Hell yeah!
I had my coach now. Like I remember, I had a meeting with him. It was the first time I got there, and like we had a talk, and he was like, "You know what I'm doing now?" I was like, "What?" I looked down at his paper, and he was like, "I got to figure out who to put in on second down, third down, and not even just that specific, but 2nd and 10, 2nd and 7, 3rd and 10. Like, all this is, like, planned out. Like, I'm not just throwing any – you get the script for practice or the games, and you're like, there's a reason that personnel is in. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's personnel because them coaches trust those certain those certain guys in those certain moments. And, like, it all makes sense. Like, Tyler Lockett, shout out Tyler, like, he going to be, you know what I'm saying? They trust him.
Third down, if anything, he's on the field.
Yeah. They trust him, and he's proven it his whole career. Like, why not have him in?
Exactly.
Certain route or whatever, but it don't matter. Like, that stuff is, like, down to a science about, like, who can we trust and, who can be the most reliable in the situations. And that, I'm like, dang, that was the first time, like, I'm like, what the heck?
And then, too, though, where are they getting that information from, though? They're getting the information from practice.
Yeah, I was about to say, I didn't want to be wrong.
But you know what I mean? Like where are they get? Like they can take all the game film, whatever. That's cool. But it's like, where are they getting that information from? Who are we going to put on second down? Okay, the last 6 weeks, because they have practice script. Like they might go off script a little bit, but no, it's situational. Yeah. Right. And I'm putting like, okay, I think Sop can do this 2nd and long. You go do it, cool, boom. Okay, Sop is in it on the next time. Or you say you do it and you mess up, okay, it ain't working. Literally, next person out,
it's
right?
Crazy.
So now it's like they know, like, and then they go into their meeting rooms.
Right.
Hey man, so who's our third and short guy? Who's our hands? Who's our guy? Who's gonna get open? That's boom, boom, boom. And you gotta be on that list. You know what I'm saying? And then that's the compound trickle effect, right? You get your one opportunity, you better execute the shit out that mother.
Got to.
You know what I mean? And it took in that one opportunity in the game took the hundreds of opportunities of showing your worth in practice, not dropping nothing.
Facts.
Because if I'm telling you, you look everything in warm-ups, walkthroughs, practice, They're like, damn, I never even, matter of fact, I never even seen him drop a ball. Let's go back to the tape. Can't find it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They gonna look millions of dollars on the line, hundreds of millions of dollars. You don't think they gonna look back at tape to see if you were how many drops you had throughout the week in practice? The fuck? Hell yeah.
Practices are essential, especially for like guys in my position.
Facts.
You ain't got no room for error. You ain't playing special team. You got to do something to stand out.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just the mindset you got to have. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't be the number one. You got to learn how to play a role and flourish in that role. You know what I'm saying? And then after that comes more opportunities. But, you know, it's all a process. You know what I'm saying?
You got to be so patient.
You got to be patient.
Well, it's like a aggressive patience, right? You know what I mean? Like it's like you got to be consistently persistent and persistently consistent, right? You have to.
Woods got bars. He's gonna come with that catchphrase for sure.
People listen to the Blue Bug. He be trying to throw punchlines out here.
No, but for real though, because I mean the thing is like this. It's like that hurry up and wait. Like you gotta be. I'm the guy. I'm number one. You got to perform like number one. You got to prepare yourself like number one. You got to execute like you're number one. But you might get one rep, and then you got to be got that rep.
Real talk.
I want more. Get out. Get in. Next guy get in. You're like,
Real talk.
you know, quarter go by. Stop. Get in. Boom. I'm out. Like okay. Like come on, feed me. These guys dropping balls. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
But in your mind, you're like, I'm not tripping. Because when I get in, I'm killing.
You already know.
Boom, touchdown. Boom. Next week, the depth chart on the wall right when you come in the locker room.
That's
right?
great.
That's, whoa, I moved up. Okay. Now you're getting more balls in practice. Now you get the 5 reps and he gets the 3 reps.
Right.
That's the compound, right? Then you execute on those 5 reps because they threw you a bone. You execute on those 5 reps. Those 5 reps turn into the 8 reps, and he gets the 2 reps. You know what I'm saying?
And it's not by happenstance.
And then
they watch everything.
Everything, bro. I'm telling you, like you just gotta be obsessive with it. Everything that you do, every aspect, squeeze every little ounce of greatness out of this whole game and this experience. Because, like I told you, I want to say it on film, man. Denny Green, man. Denny Green. Shout out to Denny Green. I know I said this before, but I might say this every podcast. The realest shit. We're in the hotel, like I was telling you. He's talking to us, meeting. Stops his whole meeting, looks over there, sees all these guys in suits. And he's like, see those guys over there? He's like, they're envious of you. And everybody's looking around like, what the heck? Like, what you mean? Random dudes. He's like, they're envious of you because whatever they're doing right now, you guys could do that. But they can't do what you're doing right now. And I was just like, it might have went over a lot of people's heads, but that shit hit me right in my heart. I was like, wow. I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever, there could be lawyers, they could be doctors, they could be astronauts. I can go do that right now. I could stop playing football and I can go do that. 10 years after football, I could still go do that. But they can never be a professional athlete. You know what I'm saying? That's how real it is. Like for you guys, man, you're in year 2?
Well, I came out of COVID class, so it's like really going on
3. Yeah, so this is 3, this is year 2. Right? What's the life expectancy of an NFL football player?
What, 2 years, 3 years?
2-3 years?
Yeah. Not for long.
Yeah, not NFL, not for long. But you know what I mean? So regardless of how long it's going to be, right? Obviously, you project a long career, but you're squeezing every ounce of everything out of right now. You know what I'm saying? To compound, to give you the longer and that longevity, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, once again, back to the obsessive mindset of trying to be excellent.
Consistency.
You know what I mean? If you're a doo-doo, I'm trying to make you a dude. You know what I'm saying? If you're a dude, I'm trying to make you great. You know what I'm saying? And if you're great, I'm trying to squeeze the excellence. You know, and that's the name of the game right there, man.
Yeah, I gotta just give a testament to grind time for real, just because, you know, it's about more than just the work too. Just what we're doing, like you're saying, being obsessive and all that. Like that's gonna make us better. But as far as like the dudes that we got, and it's just the environment that we're training in. Yeah. Like we're all competitive with each other, but it's not like a toxic type of competitive. Like we all push each other. we all got to bring the energy different days. You know, shout out KB.
Yeah.
It's days where we coming in early, but we like, man, we don't want to
What
be
the
here right
hell?
now. But it's like both you and KB
Yeah.
are gonna bring that energy to where
Yeah.
it's like, all right, like we here, we getting better, we working. So
Yeah,
it's funny because, you know, I'm having my exit meeting with my coaches, and they're asking everybody like, "Where you training at? Where you training at?" And dude's saying, you know, Exos, Bomberitos. I'm like, wait, I'm at grind time. They're like, come again? What's that? Grind time?
I like environments like that though, bro, where it's not a lot of people. Like I like work. I feel like I get my work done more efficiently in smaller groups.
Yeah,
you
no,
know what I'm
for
saying?
sure,
Like
'cause
that's
it's
why I
that
love
extra.
it. That's why I love it. It's like, and we all like coming from the same boat for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Underdog
we all,
nation, man.
Underdog nation.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's 10 times better. Like, you know, why we all here, and it's a reason why we all here, bro. Like I ain't know what to expect, bro.
Yeah.
Like hand hit me like I need you to go to Portland to train. I'm like, Portland to train?
Yeah.
But what? I'm in LA doing like
I
what are you
mean.
talking about? I got here, bro. Like honestly, bro, I tell my family every day, bro. I love it. Like, I might start looking for a apartment out here for the off season. Just have
good
my own
vibes.
spot, bro. Like it's cool, and I appreciate y'all for real, bro. Like y'all done opened my eyes up,
Yeah.
you know, and it's just
Awesome.
not even just football, but just mentality. Like we really doing it, bro. And I feel like it's gonna be a good year coming up, like for real.
Shout out grind time. Shout out disruptive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
disruptive.
Disruptive, yeah.
Yeah.
You got
Hen
the
dog.
vision. Man
All
got the
dog.
vision. Woods got the vision, man. We just trying
Yeah.
to follow the blueprint,
Yeah,
man.
bro. We gonna put it to
Yeah,
work.
man. Well, man, you guys, you know, we've been on here talking, man. I appreciate your guys' time, and I mean, obviously, this is only number one, man. We got
Part one.
we gotta get it on again,
Yeah,
man.
sure.
Definitely after when you guys come back from OTAs and all that. But man, once again, appreciate you guys, man. And then just my success, man.
Yes, sir. Let's get to
Yes,
it.
sir.
You know what
We
time
out
it
here,
is.
man. All right, y'all. We out this thing, man.
Little outro. Make it
Yes,
real.
sir. Hey, make it real, buddy. Hey, man. Everybody knows that if this song come on in the weight room
Yeah.
and I don't get the
You know
weight,
what time it is.
it wasn't meant to be. If
Yeah.
if this song slap in,
You hit that max.
Hey, this
you
the
get that
max.
max.
it's the max way.